Hey guys, Philosopher here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the direction that the game is taking. We had this post recently that talked about new content that's coming out, and I've had a lot of you ask me what I think about it and what do I think about the new content that's coming. And, I guess I got to say, part of it depends on execution. New game modes can be a good thing just because they give us different things to do. What I'm concerned about is a few things. First of all, right now this game already takes up a lot of time, so I do think that they need to, as they come up with new game modes like Pocket Dimensions or Grand Tournament, they have to find ways for us to spend less time on old game modes. They need to make like the Greek raid simmable. For example, they should just make it so we don't have to run the Greek raids to get those rewards, for example. They should make Blitz something you could just sim an entire round of blitzes, okay? Make it so that if you want to play it manually, you'll get more out of it, but that if you don't have time, you can spend your time on the new content, whether it's Pocket Dimension or Grand Tournament or something else. Regarding the actual content here, Pocket Dimension, make no mistake about this is meant to be something that is going to encourage people to build wider rosters. One thing that MSF's been doing for a while, Scopely's been doing for a while, is trying to force us to build wider rosters. Because War wasn't doing that there's a lot of players opting out of War. And so they made raids instead of having one. It used to be one raid team would clear the whole raid. Now you need a raid team for each origin, right? You need Bio, Tech, Mystic, etc. Dark Dimension. Now you need 5 characters per section, all geared up, right? We similarly, there's all, now with the legendary requirements, they make it so you have to gear up those characters. They try to make those more obscure characters you wouldn't have, right? Well, here now, if you want to do this Pocket Dimension, you've got to have characters with this Resolute trait. Well, that is for somebody who's got a big roster like mine. That's no big deal, right? That's, it's, no big deal because I'm going to have most things leveled up. So, okay, I could just take these characters. But what they're doing is that if you're a newer player, for example, you may not have built up your Misty Knight because Heroes Fire is just a war defense team. You may not have unlocked a Mega Red yet, or you may not have purchased Magic or, or built her up if you've unlocked your free-to-play by that time. And so, they're basically putting you in a spot where you're going to feel compelled to upgrade these characters to get some of the rewards. And, that is what it is. I mean, it's in some sense, of course, you can skip it to not get those rewards. So I'm not upset about it, but I just want everyone to understand this for what it is. They're going to continually have new obscure groupings of characters. And there's definitely going to be a puzzle element to it that's fun. But just understand that it's going to come with a cost. So, just keep that in mind when you look at this, that yes, it's going to be, fun. I think hopefully if they do it right, I think I said, it's all about the execution. This could be a fun puzzle, figuring out which characters to bring in, trying to get through it without putting more gear on your, let's say in this case, Resolute characters. That's cool. But, like I said, it could just be a slog. So let's see how good this is. I do like, but generally speaking, I like this because Dark Dimension's fun. Dark Dimension is actually generous. It's one of the few things in the game where they actually give us a lot of good free stuff that is very free to play friendly. And in other words, eventually everyone gets through Dark Dimensions and you get a lot of free stuff out of it. So hopefully Pocket Dimension will be more along those veins rather than something that, is just forcing you to max out all sorts of obscure characters. Avengers Tower, similarly, to me, I have a similar reaction to this. A lot of games like this one have tower sort of PvE content where you're basically continually working your way up floors of a tower, facing tougher and tougher enemies, trying to get as far as you can. But make no mistake about it, this is a game mode that is meant to get you to build a wide roster because, they say you can't, each character can only be used once per day and will go into a cooldown, and characters in cooldown can't be refreshed. And so, the bottom line is The bottom line is that, if you've got more teams, if you built a wider roster, you're going to go further in the tower. And so the more rewards that they put in here and the more focus this game mode gets, the more you're going to want to build a wider roster, which of course is in Scopely's interest. So just understand how this is designed, what this does to the developer, and the question for yourself, is it fun? Is this cool? If it's really fun and people love doing it and it's just so interesting, then we're going to want to play it regardless of the rewards. If it's not fun, then it's going to be a chore just like Blitz. And so hopefully this is more engaging and interesting than Blitz. It's something we want to do. And that to the extent that this is time consuming, it's something that is ultimately replacing older, boring content, whether it's Greek raids or something else, Blitz or RTA or something else. Certainly, some of the rewards sound like they could be good, particularly since Teal Kier is involved. All right, let's talk about Grand Tournament. Personally, I'm very excited about this because I play Galaxy of Heroes, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where they have Grand Arena, where this is copied from. And Grand Arena is the best game mode in either of the two games. And Grand Arena is really fun. It's essentially like single-player Alliance War. That's how Grand Arena is. In other words, in Grand Arena, you kind of place defense teams like you do in your helicarrier in war. But, you're against one opponent, and then essentially you have your kind of own personal helicarrier of sorts, and you kind of place your teams in a certain order to try to get to try to block your opponent from being able to advance and take down all your defenses. And there's an efficiency element to how efficient you are at beating your opponent. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully, this looks like a ripoff of Grand Arena. This is my understanding of what this is. If so, that's great. This will be a cool game mode as long as the execution's good. And once again, Grand Arena is very time-consuming. Grand Tournament, if it's very time-consuming, once again, this can't be a 5-hour-a-day job. They're going to need to figure out, in my opinion, making other parts of the content more optional or less time-consuming, so that this way we can focus on some of the new content. I will say the concept art looks awesome. The rest of this stuff, to me, is just, short-term stuff in this blog. It is what it is. But I'm certainly very excited that the Eternals are coming to the Red Stars and all of that. But I think what I am excited about new content, this is going to be good for the game. I think whenever they introduce new content, it'll be good for the game. I'm sure there's going to be some people who are going to quit. They don't want to do it. They don't like it. And so be it. But I always think, adding new game modes, adding new content is a good thing as long as it's executed well. All right, guys, if you like this video, smash that like button. Subscribe to this channel. If you got questions, feedback, cheers, jeers, you can post them below or go to my Discord, which is linked below. You can also go to my Twitch stream. That is linked below as well.